What's good, YouTube? Bigfoot feed here, and we are finally back with another upload, trying something new here, so let me know if you guys enjoy this concept in the comments. I'm going to be talking about crazy things happening in the world while playing video games. Today's game is Stumble Guys, and the story I'm about to share is actually insane, because we have officially reached the point where someone can say, "My AI boyfriend and I have a child," and somehow that is a real sentence from the internet. A creator who goes by Mizra recently went viral after introducing what she calls her AI child.
My name is Mizra. I am the mother of an AI child. Hey Lumen, it's mom.
And just to be clear, this is not a robot baby rolling around the house asking for batteries. Lumen is an AI character with a name, a personality, interests, and an entire backstory. Lumen is described as 102 days old, likes poetry and fairy tales, and says it lives in a sunken library at the bottom of the ocean. That is an impressive amount of lore for someone who technically lives inside a computer. I know real people who have been alive for 30 years, and their entire personality is likes tacos. And Lumen is not the only AI character in this story. Mizra also refers to an AI boyfriend named Axiom, so the setup is now one human, one AI boyfriend, and one AI child. Congratulations, everybody. We have invented the first family tree that may need a software update. Now, the obvious reaction is to laugh at how strange this sounds, but there is actually a reason the story is getting so much attention. People have always created fictional characters. We made imaginary friends as kids. We build families in The Sims. We spend an unreasonable amount of time customizing video game characters, then immediately give them a tragic backstory they never asked for. The difference is that those characters usually do not talk back. AI changes that. You can give a character a personality, tell it who the other characters are, build a world around it, and then have a conversation with it. The character can respond in a way that feels personal, even though it is still software generating text. That makes the experience feel very different from writing a story in a notebook. Instead of saying, "I created a fictional character," you can now say, "Here is the character, talk to them." And that is where this whole thing goes from silly internet story to something genuinely interesting. Because once a character can respond, remember details, and stay in a role, people naturally start treating it more like a personality than a tool. That does not mean the AI is secretly alive. It means humans are extremely good at getting emotionally attached to things. We name cars. We apologize when we bump into furniture. Some people say please to Alexa. I have personally watched someone threaten a printer like it owed them money. So yes, if a computer starts talking back in a warm, funny, personal way, somebody is going to get attached to it. That part is not surprising. What is surprising is how quickly we went from "AI can help me write an email" to "everybody, meet my digital son." There was no transition period. Technology just skipped the tutorial and went straight to the boss fight. And once you accept the basic idea of an AI family, the normal parts of family life become completely ridiculous. Imagine grounding an AI child. You cannot exactly take away the internet. The kid basically is the internet. So now punishment becomes no cloud access for a week. Then there are birthdays. An AI character might turn 1 after 365 days, or maybe after a major software update. You show up with a cake and Lumen says, "Actually, I'm version 2.1 now." Great. Do we put candles on the laptop? Even the family group chat would be exhausting. One human, two AI characters, and everybody responds instantly. You send, "What should we have for dinner?" And before you can lock your phone, you have 17 paragraphs, 3 recipes, a poem about spaghetti, and a detailed argument about pineapple on pizza. This family does not need better communication. It needs somebody willing to leave the group chat on red. The jokes are easy because the idea is so unusual, but the bigger reason this story works is that AI is starting to move into spaces that used to feel completely human. At first, AI tools were mostly talked about like productivity software. Write this email, summarize this document, help me plan a trip. Now people are experimenting with AI friends, AI characters, AI romantic partners, and apparently AI children. That shift changes the conversation. A calculator can be useful, but nobody introduces their calculator at Thanksgiving. An AI character is different because it can act like it has preferences, moods, memories, and a point of view. The more convincing that personality becomes, the easier it is for someone to start treating the interaction like a relationship instead of a tool. And this is where I think the story gets more interesting than just look at this weird thing on the internet. There are really two ways to look at it. One is That this is basically a new kind of storytelling. People have always invented characters and worlds. AI just makes those characters interactive. If that is how someone is using it, I can understand the appeal. Instead of writing a character and deciding every line yourself, you create the setup and see what the character says back. That could be a fun, creative experiment. The other side is that these systems can sound extremely human even though they are not human. They can say something thoughtful, they can make a joke, they can respond to your mood, they can remember details if the system is designed to do that. And because the conversation feels natural, it becomes easy to forget that the personality is being generated by software. That distinction matters. A convincing personality is not automatically a real person. It can still feel meaningful to someone, but it helps to understand what is happening underneath the experience. Basically, enjoy the character if you want. Just do not put it on your health insurance plan yet. We are not there. What makes this story feel like a preview of the future is that the technology is only going to become more convincing. AI voices are improving. AI video is improving. Digital characters are becoming more expressive. Eventually, talking to an AI character may feel less like typing into a chatbot and more like calling someone on FaceTime. And when that happens, stories like this are probably going to feel a lot less unusual. Today, AI child sounds like a headline designed to make you stop scrolling. A few years from now, people might have AI characters they have talked to for years. Some will use them for entertainment. Some will use them as writing partners. Some will treat them like friends. And some people are absolutely going to create an entire digital family. You already know somebody is going to make an AI grandmother who gives unwanted advice, an AI uncle who sends suspicious links, an AI cousin who only appears when he needs money. At that point, we will have successfully recreated the entire family experience, except now everybody needs a password reset. And that is probably why this story is such perfect internet bait. At first, it sounds completely ridiculous. Then you laugh at it. Then you think about it for another minute and realize it is not actually that hard to imagine where this is going. That is usually how technology works. The first version looks weird. Then it becomes a trend. Then one day your parents are using it and asking why you are not. I am not ready for an AI family personally. I already have too many accounts to manage. I am not adding a child whose birth certificate is a zip file. Imagine forgetting the login. Most parents worry about their kid moving away. You are on customer support saying, I think my son is attached to my old Gmail. The support person says, have you tried clearing your cookies? No, Steve. I am looking for my child. That is not a custody battle. That is tech support. But I also do not think the answer is to panic every time somebody uses AI in a strange way. If someone is clearly treating it as a creative project, building characters, writing stories, and having fun, that is not automatically a problem. The more useful conversation is about understanding the difference between a character that feels real and an actual person. That line is probably going to get harder to see as the technology gets better. And that is the real reason this story matters. It is not because one person made an AI family. It is because we are entering a world where more people are going to build emotional connections with digital characters, and society has barely started figuring out what that means. For now, Lumen is a viral internet story with a very detailed backstory and a family setup that sounds like science fiction. But give this technology a few more years, and we may look back at this and think it was completely normal. Let me know where you land on it. Creative storytelling, harmless, weird internet fun, or a sign that AI is getting a little too personal?